Hello, everybody. This is Joe Reich, and welcome to the World According to Reich. Today, we're going to go to war with Chavis and Dom. Okay, Chavis, this is your first time on the podcast. Dom's been here for a while.
Yep.
We brought you in, and we want to talk about your life. We want to talk about you and what things you got going on, and we'll have a fun conversation about other stuff, I'm sure. And this isn't the first time I've talked to you. Dom was telling me that you got a Galaxy.
Yeah. So I recently picked up a 66 Ford Galaxy. How it went was I had a 92 Escort, blew a head gasket. Guy traded me an AR pistol. I took that AR pistol, traded it for the Galaxy. Basically all within the same day. The guy posted it Friday, said his apartment was going to tow it out. And I hit him up and I said, hey, what's going on with it? What's wrong?
What planet are you on that you see a Galaxy and say, I need that?
So it really wasn't like a I need that kind of thing at the moment. It was more like a how fast or like how much more profitable is this car than what I was offering him. So
an opportunist buy.
Yeah, and so basically.
So you don't have like a Galaxy fetish or anything?
No. I do have like an old car, like muscle car fetish or whatever. You know, I like old classic vehicles. I just don't know how to work on them, so I kind of shied away from it. So this is kind of a good testing bed.
It's easier than the stuff you work on normally.
So this is actually a good testing bed for me. But yeah, like I said, I kind of saw it as an opportunity to see, hey, I can flip this thing. The kid had a title in hand, said he was ready to go. He said that his apartment was going to tow it out by Monday from that same Friday that they noticed him. So I went ahead and
so he was under the gun.
Yeah, he was literally like, oh, I have it Friday. They said Monday you're going to tow it. And I said, it was a Sunday night when I hit him up, and he said no one else has given him a better offer. So
well, what did he say he had it for?
He had the car. He wanted to build it. He wanted to go ahead and completely restore it. He had started sanding and getting some of the bumper trim
in the parking lot.
Yeah, in that apartment complex parking lot.
And yeah, sounds like a good idea.
So I asked him like if there's anything wrong, and he was like, yeah, the gas tank is pretty much shot, and you saw pictures. The rear trunk area / quarter panels and floorboard were completely gone.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. The 66, it had the headlights on top of.
Fairlane looking.
Yeah, Fairlane was a smaller car. The Galaxy's a bigger car, but the same type of body style.
Yep. And I actually have the 500, the Galaxy 500. I don't know if it makes really any difference from a normal one. But it came with a 352 FE inside of it. It's this burgundy color. The interior matches as well.
Yeah, the front's burgundy. The back is back is questionable whether it is actual color.
It's like primer rust.
Yeah, so it's a two-tone. Front is burgundy. The back is primer rust.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the trunk doesn't close. The trans had like no fluid in it, but it works. You had to pull that one up, Dom. That color.
Yeah.
That color.
That color matches the Audi perfectly.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
So yeah, he had put some Ford Mustang wheels on it because they're the same bolt pattern. And I told the tow truck driver, I literally beat the tow truck driver by about a minute, and he was going to tow it to Branchville. And I told him, can you tow it to my shop that I work at? And he was like, sure, it's free. It's a AAA tow. And I said, okay, we're going to get this title tonight. We drove an hour to his parents' house to get the title, and I gave him my AR pistol and 4 magazines, and that was it. I kept the ammunition because it was some good stuff. So
yeah.
But I think I came out pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was the 64s that had the headlights side by side, like the Impalas. I think 65s when they changed to the one on top of the other.
67 was when they had the over under headlights, and then 64 was when they had the side by side look.
Yeah, I mean the body changed, a lot changed in that year, but it was that was the most, to me, that was the biggest feature. And when I was younger, I always liked the two headlights, the one on top of the other look.
Yeah, I love that look. That was another big reason why on top of it I was like,
it's a huge car.
I could go ahead and I could roll around.
So years ago when I was at the other shop, when we were across town, an old man had pulled in, and it was hilarious. It was a red Galaxy 500 convertible with red interior and a white top, but the top was down. and he pulled in the shop because we were right next to a hotel, and he thought we were the hotel.
Ah, okay.
And it was funny because he pulled around back, and I just happened to, somebody had said something, one of the guys that were working for me at the time, and said, hey, you got to check this car out. This guy just pulled in the back with this car. So I went out the back, and the guy had a little, like, checkered fedora on, and he had like a red, I guess you'd say salmon, like long sleeve shirt, collar,
Okay.
with a yellow V-neck sleeveless sweater on over top of that.
Interesting.
Yeah, he looked like he was about 1,000 years old, and he was and he was
Dressed him.
it was about he was probably about 125 pounds in this great big car. And I looked in the back seat when I walked over to the car because he didn't get out of the car. I looked in the back seat and there was like a leather, kind of larger overnight bag sitting on the back seat. So of course, it's a car. It's a Galaxy. It was a 65 or 66. I don't exactly remember the year, but I know it was headlights on top of each other.
Mhm.
And I started asking about the car. I said, tell me about the car, sir, blah, 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 blah. So he goes into this story, right, that he wants to go visit somebody in Florida. Now, he's from somewhere, New York, New Jersey, somewhere up there. Might have been Maine,
Yeah.
somewhere like that. And he had told his kids, now he was in his 90s, and he told his kids that he was going to go to Florida, and they told him he couldn't. They said, you can't go. It's too far. Nobody can take you. You're too old. You can't drive that far. Blah, 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 blah. Well, I guess he went AWOL, and he told he told me basically screw him, and he was going, and he got in the car that probably got 7 miles to the gallon,
Yeah.
and got in the car, and he was on his way, and he was stopping in Buford to stay at a hotel. And he was driving the Galaxy down there. And I talked to him for so long, and I had lost his card. He gave me his card, and it wasn't a business card. It was just a card with his information on it, his phone number. It was like his.
All right.
I guess that used to be a big deal back in the day, where people. It was a
A pleasure to meet you card.
yeah, and had his phone number on there, his information on there, and but it wasn't a card that he was selling anything or advertising himself or anything like that. It was just his card with his information, and he gave that to me, and I kind of forgot about it. And when we moved shops, I think the card had got lost in the shuffle of moving. I wish I had it because I went through all these business cards that I had to try to find that card again, because he told me that I'd really like for somebody like you to have this car.
Yeah.
Because when I'm gone, they're just going to go ahead and sell it. And he's like, I'd rather have somebody that appreciated it. So I gave him my card, and he was going to call me when he got back home. And we never called, but it was just an interesting story. This little old man that, he had no business driving 25 miles, but he was going to go to Florida, and he was taking his Galaxy. That he owned that car since it was new.
He told you the reason why he was going to Florida? Like,
Yeah,
see your
I can't.
girl or
No.
something?
It was some buddies of his or something that he said he was gonna. I think he had a place in Florida that he had his own place too, and he was going, and they told him he couldn't go because he was too old and had health problems and stuff like that. And he said,
Yeah.
Wrong answer. But that's my Galaxy story.
I just pictured like Mr. Rogers in like a Ford
it
Galaxy.
was like that,
convertible.
but he was like this super cool old guy that.
Just steady
that-
flexing.
Yeah, he
just
said,
like-
piss on it. He said, I'm doing it. He said, and you can't stop me. This is America still.
Yep.
And I thought that was it was hilarious. I was laughing, and I thought,
yeah.
what a, just a neat guy. It's like, you see that song with the guy that's the country song where he sits at the bar and he strikes up the conversation with the old man, and they drink a few beers and they're smoking cigarettes and
People
telling
Are
stories.
Crazy?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the one. I don't know who sings that.
I
Is
don't
it
remember either.
Dirk
Dirk
Bentley? I think I'm not 100% sure. It reminded me of that older, the old guy in the song. No singing on the podcast.
That's the song.
Yeah, it reminded me of that guy, that this guy was sitting around and his, his family told him he couldn't do something and he was going to do it. And that's all there was to it. It was great. It was fascinating to me. No bites on the Prelude, Dom.
I have to go up to North Carolina to get rid of it to a gentleman who wants to trade me a Honda Shadow for it.
The reason I have these guys on, John, is because they have car problems. But the car problems that they have are not the car problems that I have. Their
Oh, yeah,
car
yeah, yeah.
problems are a lot different.
I
than
forgot
the
he's an Audi
He's
now.
got the 4 rings. So.
The 4 rings.
they have different types
He
of
interdimensional travels in 4D.
Now,
8K.
I had the same type of problem when I was their age. I had the same type of car problem. In my mind, I saw the Galaxy that Dom put up on the screen. But in reality, boy, I wish we had the pictures off his phone. In reality, the Galaxies that I looked at,
Oh, yeah.
in my mind, they looked like these when I was your age.
I think you should go 66.
But they really looked like they should have been condemned when I bought them.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the
So,
rear end on mine. Like I said, it was those metal blocks that they join wood together in houses and like support beams. Like
Is that your car right there? Is that it? I think that might
it's
be
a
it.
little darker than that. take the rear end and make it that color.
yeah, but he's got Mustang wheels on it, so that's
Oh,
not even
yeah.
close. I mean, that's a huge upgrade.
And
It's a huge upgrade.
he
He's got a lot of weight reduction. That only has a little weight reduction in behind the rear wheel there.
Yeah, retroactive rate reduction.
When he showed me the picture, you could see right through the trunk
Yeah.
down to the ground.
absolutely.
So in a perfect
Trunk doesn't exist.
So in a perfect world, Chavis, and I wouldn't say money's not an option. I would say an obstacle. I would say in a reasonable world, what would be the car that you would want? And don't tell me Bugatti or something like
No,
that.
no, no,
Not a
I'm
supercar.
Mm-mm.
Just tell me if you right now said I can snap my fingers and have the car that I wanted, a realistic used car. Not a brand new car, a used car that you wanted. What would it be?
It'd be a 2008 Subaru WRX STI hatch.
A what?
2008 Subaru WRX STI hatch.
Can you pull one of them up, Dom?
Yeah.
I'd love to see what one of those look like. That would be
Only
it.
the hatch. It has
And
to
what
be the
year
hatch.
models did that make?
2008 to 2012, I think is what it was.
8 to 12. Okay, we're gonna see what this looks like. We're gonna see that the car that realistically that Chavis is looking for.
Like, yeah, this is what probably I'd be trading up for.
John, yours is a Mini, right? No. Okay. I was just checking. You find it?
Yeah. Looks like the Wi-Fi dropped. I'm just trying to get that squared away right now.
And you said it's a Subaru.
Mhm.
So that's an all-wheel drive car.
Yes,
All-wheel drive hatchback.
Mhm.
What size motor's in it?
2.5 liter turbo.
Is that the only option? 2.5 liter turbo. There's not like a 6-cylinder option, or?
No, the 6 cylinders were in your Outbacks.
Oh, you're one of them guys.
One of them
Yeah,
guys.
I prefer the wide
Do you vape?
No,
Yeah,
I don't. I
oh.
stopped a while ago.
Okay.
Flat brim hat, vaping,
Yeah.
the usual.
But yeah,
Monster
this-
cans.
If I could
Yeah.
drop
T-shirt
everything-
6 sizes too large on him.
Baggy pants.
Yeah, not baggy pants. No. He wears the ports, the pants shorts combo. The mid calf kind of
Shorts?
Jorts.
the ungathered capris. That's it right there, huh?
That would be it. I'd wide body it.
Okay.
probably do a little bit more of a stance.
So
And,
why?
why? To be honest,
Please be
actually
honest.
I actually liked the first generation of these vehicles back in the 90s. But then when this one came out, there was something about like the way the front end looks. It looks like Eagle to me. Like it just looks. It's not fast. I'm not a fan of fast cars. I like quick vehicles. I like vehicles that I can stop, turn on a dime. And when I got to test drive one of these, it was at a rallycross event that I attended. I had a 01 Subaru Legacy at the time, and then somebody was like, "Hey, I'll let you drive mine." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it for a spin." And it was incredibly fun, and that's what got me hooked on them.
And they all got that weird hood thing.
Hood scoop, yeah, it's a fully functional hood scoop. So one of the few vehicles that have
Yep.
those.
Intercooler is actually mounted on
Intercoolers,
there
yep.
directly under that.
So a lot
Okay.
of people front mount, like this car right here has a front mount intercooler. They usually do that for like more power gains. But factory, they came with a top mount intercooler, which is right underneath that hood scoop.
Okay. And Dom, what would yours? Realistically now.
Realistically, I mean, it's gonna be realistic one day.
Well, I'm sure it'll be. I'm sure this will be realistic for Chavis one day. He just hasn't found it yet.
And these do retain their value quite a lot.
Well, what is it?
It's a 2001 Nissan Skyline GTR V-Spec. All-wheel drive RB26.
And what years did they make that?
They made it from late 98 up to, I think, 2002.
And why that car?
I don't know. I've always loved that car since playing a few games back when I was a kid. And I've always just wanted to tinker with it. I mean, it's something about that car. I think it's the front end of it. It's just so aggressive, and it's just a smooth drive.
Now the fenders on the blue one on the back. That's what you say is a wide body kit. That right there.
Right here?
Yeah,
No, that's actually stock.
that's stock.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Interesting.
Can we go with the second vehicle as well?
A second
Because
vehicle.
now that he's brought this up, I like the generation before.
You're gonna
this one.
turn on the Subaru that
No,
fast.
no, 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 no.
You're gonna.
I'd say
It's
if-
over
if I
there.
couldn't get this
Look,
one, I
shiny
could've-
car.
Because he likes the what is it? This is the 34. I like 33s a lot better. They call them the boat of the whole GTR series.
You say 33. What do you mean?
This is chassis code. So you have like R32s, which is like the they call them Godzillas. And in Japan, this would be an R33. Dom likes the R34, so it's basically
a lot more
the
aggressive.
chassis codes for the developing years as from the very first car that they made.
Like the Audi's a C7.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So like
Mhm.
Corvettes, yeah. We have C1.
No, no, we're on
C2.
Audis. We're not on Corvettes.
He's
We're not on-
on-
We're not on
Audis.
Corvettes.
So yeah, I'd actually
Corvettes. Who drives Corvettes? Come on.
the one that I prefer the most is the Midnight Edition Near Spec 2, which is actually that purple one right there in the very middle.
Yeah, that's actually a beautiful
It's a
color.
Very, very
Pull that one
awesome
up, Dom.
car. They're very rare. And
Go- Go to the. Can you do that video there?
Yeah.
And you say rare. What do you mean rare? Like they made
they only-
100
yeah,
of them?
They only made, as far as I'm concerned, they only made about 1,000 of these units.
And you're sure about that, or you're just guessing?
I'm taking a gander at it. But there wasn't a lot of these that were made, as far as I'm concerned, to my knowledge.
And that's a 96.
Mhm.
So the R33 is the chassis code.
Yes.
GTR R33, 1996,
LMGT4s are pretty expensive. Right?
passion purple. Interesting.
Mhm.
Turbo, right?
Yes. Turbo inline 6.
Yep, twin turbo.
Twin turbo inline 6.
Cool.
And I think these as well had RB26s in them as well. Yeah,
yep.
RB26s.
It's a very modest aero. That's what I like about it.
So when they look at these cars, I mean, my generation is even past the kind of the 60s cars.
Mhm.
My generation is probably getting into the 70s, the kind of bigger muscle cars, big blocks and stuff like that. Would it be smart if you had the ability to buy some of these and stockpile them, put them away for 20 years from now?
there are people who do that. They do that here and actually in the United States. They've actually legally imported them, and they can't title them technically until I think there's a 25-year rule,
Yeah,
right?
25-year IT.
So in about 3 more years, the R34s are going to be legal. R33s are just now becoming legal.
Actually, I heard about R34s is that they've officially banned them from America.
Really?
They are not a car for import, like the Hilux.
You know something about this, John?
So they're not allowed for.
Where have I
import at
been?
all.
Under a rock?
Well, there's a Canadian company that actually brings them in like legally though. That they bring them up to U.S.
Mhm.
spec, and they actually get them to they get them DOT approved
Yeah.
so that they.
So
can
that
actually
car was never
drive it.
manufactured and produced in the
No.
United States.
No,
We
you
never
could
got it.
import them,
It was the Subaru. The Subaru
Yes,
was
that's,
Yes.
That's an American Subaru right there.
okay,
Yes.
but that car, that R33, whatever the GTR,
The 33 GTR you could have here legally right now.
right now you could, but it wasn't produced in this country.
No,
It wasn't for sale in this country.
no.
And it's a right side, left side drive.
Right-hand drive, yes.
So it's a right hand drive car. So it's one of them backwards cars.
Yes.
Okay,
It's metric.
it's yeah. Trust me, they're
We're
all
using
metric.
classic
Yeah.
video here.
They're all metric. Interesting.
Yeah.
I did not know that. So if you found one of them, I mean,
Yeah, so prices
So if you-
have
if-
skyrocketed for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Just for any of these Japanese-made cars that were never here in America. I mean, we're talking like RX-7s, Skylines, Silvias, anything that was like rear-wheel drive 90s
Mm-hmm.
sports cars. If we didn't get like the bare minimum, we didn't get it at all.
Yep.
so if you went to look for one of those R33s right now online, would you be even able to find one for sale?
You can find them, but they're running like anywhere
6
between
digits. They're
yeah.
6 digits right
I
now.
mean, they're anywhere between 25 and like 35,000 last I checked.
Really
Mhm.
for those
For the
special
R33
editions?
GTRs, yeah.
Well, that's a
Or-
big
or
difference
the
between
special-
6 to.
the special editions.
Not any of the special editions, just a
see, yeah,
GTR.
just your basic GTRs you can get for about 25, 35. Some I've seen upwards of
40,000, yeah, those things are mint.
But if you're getting like the LM3, that's a 6-figure car.
Yeah, all day
long.
long. If you
Hmm.
could even find one.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. Who knew? Mine's the RS8.
The RS8. Oh, here we go. We got 4 rings in the
Pull
house.
it up.
You can't
That
beat.
is a nice.
You
Oh, it's a
cannot
beautiful car.
beat German engineering.
Oh, this is a RS8 wide body. Hold up.
You can't beat it.
that's a nice
Holy,
car.
oh God.
Now, are these like the Audis before they start getting into like their?
You need to get a little newer. What year is
supercar.
that?
I'm not sure. Let's see.
That's a 2022 RS8 concept car.
Okay, what do we want to do? 2021?
Yeah, look at a 2021.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
There.
That's the one.
RS8s.
Yeah, that's
so
the Tony.
it's an
That's
R8.
the Tony Stark. That's what I called a Tony Stark.
It's so aggressive looking.
That's the car.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, I thought these were their supercar line, and then you have like the ones just before it. They make like
Well, that'd be an
60
S8.
horsepower. That'd be an S8.
So look at an S8. I mean, that's realistic. I mean, the RS8's not. I mean, it's an amazing car, but it's not. It's a. It is in the supercar.
See, that's a sexy
Okay,
car.
so we had the R8 pulled up. Now this is the S8. Okay.
Yeah, you had the RS8 is what you had up.
Need for Speed Carbon.
Oh man.
The final
Okay,
Yeah. So the
boss.
R8. I don't know. Did they come with a W12 now?
Let's find out.
580 horsepower or something. I mean, it's a big car. It is definitely a big car.
So they have the A8 motor.
Well, the A8 has a W12 too.
This is the V8, I think. That's a little small picture. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's a V8. Yeah, actually.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's probably like a 4-liter V8 that wraps out to like 10,000 RPM though.
Right there with the 4 rings of life.
4 rings of life, the interdimensional rings. Going through the dimensions.
Ain't no danger manifold here.
There's 4 planes to this world.
That's it.
And Joe travels through all of them.
All
Yes,
things
I
come
travel through all
together.
4 dimensions. I'm telling you, it is an amazing car. It is. I mean, it is.
At least we have somebody who does appreciate the German side of
Un-
things.
It's unbelievable. I mean,
Just see, there's a saying that I heard from another friend of ours. He said, a lot of people like Japanese cars, but they don't like paying. It's like a lot of people like German cars too. They don't like paying no German car prices. That's for sure.
well, yeah. I think that's a big part of it. I mean, there's a different. Everybody has their own kind of class of car that they deal in, the circles that they deal in, and that's what I was getting at when I talked about you guys and buying these cars that you buy. Is when I was your guys' age, I wasn't any different.
Mm-hmm.
And I would buy whatever I thought in my mind, and when I looked at it, what I thought it could be, or what it was, almost in a state of denial about what it really was. And then I would put the effort in to make something out of it and turn around and do well on it. I don't think there's very few cars, and I bought quite a few of them, and there's very few cars that I ever sold that I lost money on. I'm sure there might be one out there or two, but most of the time it was, and we talked about this before, and me and Dom talked about it, and I think we talked about it on another recording session, is that when you buy a car that has issues,
Yeah.
you got to be a special kind of crazy to complete that process, especially if you're doing, even if, and you got to be unbelievably wacko if you're going to do like some type of concourse restoration. I mean, you have to have some serious mental problems to complete that process. It's easier to build a skyscraper sometimes than to complete a process, especially on a car that the parts might not be available for.
Mm-hmm.
Or something has to be fabricated, and you have to find somebody, and that in itself is a huge amount of effort.
Borderline masochistic.
That's
Yeah,
my,
you have to have-
issue right now with this Galaxy is I've been looking around for the trunk and like trunk panels, and maybe see if I can graft it or something. And either it's like you got to buy the whole car, or just parts aren't available for it. I haven't found anything. They have a lot of parts for the motor.
Yeah, and if you buy the whole car, then you're
Yeah.
going to end up buying the same shit that you have now.
Exactly.
You're not gonna get anything good out of it, because those cars are notorious for the problems you're having. Is probably every car has the same problems. It wasn't a car like the Mustang or something that was, mass produced. I mean, it was like the Buick Wildcat, Dom.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's
Remember
not a huge sought after. Me and Dom spent months trying to buy the same car. And
Both tag team that one up.
and we had a guy. The guy actually replied to us, or we wouldn't have put that much effort into it. And we thought we were going to get through the sale and everything with a Buick. What was it? A 69 Wildcat.
Yeah.
Is it a car or
Car.
Car.
Yeah, 69 Wildcat, a Buick Wildcat. And it's one of those, I think it came with a 460 in it. Something like that, some big block.
5?
No, I don't think it was a 455. It might have been a 455. And the car was in excellent shape, but they had pulled the motor to redo the motor, and I guess they lost interest or ran out of money, and they didn't put the motor back in. But as far as the condition of the car was in excellent shape. It was that color, but it was a 2-door, not a 4-door. And they're a gigantic car, and I think they're starting to become a little popular now.
Very similar to that one.
Yeah, that's a very similar car. And it even had those are the Buick Rally wheels on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it even had those wheels on it, which are, sought after. Those are kind of the upgraded wheels of the time that they would have had. But yeah, we back and forth tried to contact this guy over and over again, and he did. He made contact. He said, "I'm out of town," and I said, I didn't even argue with him with the price of the car.
Yeah.
I said, "I'll pay you for the car. Let me know when you're back in town, and I'll come get it." It was in Atlanta or something. Atlanta. It wasn't far.
It was Florida. It was some.
No, the second one you found was Florida.
Okay.
This one was in Georgia, I think.
Oh, so you guys are looking all across the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to go load up. We were just hook the trailer up.
That
and
guy
go get the
also
car.
had like a Craigslist listing too, and he tried even his phone number and nothing. So
Yeah, but we would have give up on it, but he had made contact with us. Said, as soon as I'm back in town, I was out of town for a family funeral. As soon as I'm back in town, we'll go ahead and do the deal, and you can come get the car. So we're thinking this is going to happen. This is great. This is going to happen. We're going to have this great car. And
Nothing.
never got back in line with the guy. It was horrible because it looked almost, might have been a little darker color. It had the vinyl top like that, but it might have been a little
bit darker.
It was darker than that, right?
Yep.
But the paint looked really good for an original paint car.
Yeah, it's basically why I was like, you know what? Like, because my boss is like, hey, man, like, you should try to fix it up and everything. And I said, you know what? Like, for the amount of damage and, like, already, I guess, like, Band-Aids he had already put into the car. Like, he saw the trunk. He just put that flat piece of panel, whatever, there. Like for all the Band-Aids he's already put, I don't think it's worth it to find parts and repair it. But I think it'd be a good like kind of like a rat rod, or however they want to put it, like patina build. Just leave it as it is, and the drivetrain's pretty good. So I'm going to do that. And like I said, I just got it running. I just got to tune the carburetor, or either that, upgrade it, get like an Edelbrock or something, and
Ship it.
yep. Send
I
it.
told them put
Ship
a
it.
dry shot of spray on it and see how it does.
Ship it. Ship it.
And it is and then, like another thing is it's not. I talked to a few like enthusiasts in Charleston already because they were interested. I have it up for sale, and they're like, yeah, I'm really interested. And then it's like once they saw the chassis X code, which is in the VIN number plate, it stands for the 352 FE, which is like what they put in their trucks at the time, their F100 bodies. It's actually not a very sought after engine. A lot of people are more prefer the 360 and the 390 family FEs than the 352s, which
Yeah.
I don't really see any difference between them,
Mhm.
between all three of the engines, because what I got told was from 352 to I think 427, they're all the same family. All of them have the same interchangeable parts. Or
Used to
whatever.
be years ago, it was what foundry they were built out of.
Yeah.
Whether you had a
Oh, okay.
Cleveland or a Windsor motor.
Well,
A Windsor motor and a Cleveland motor were a Windsor was very common and not desirable, but a Cleveland motor was
yeah. So
Mhm.
desirable.
these aren't in the same family as those engines.
Yeah.
The FEs from what I got told. So,
Mhm.
I was like,
Just
hey,
sell it and buy an Audi.
Yeah.
Just suck it up.
Yeah.
Just drop the 35,000.
basically
Just
Mm.
wanna
never look
sell the
back.
car to
35,
fix
40
my
grand, get a used
Aspencade.
Audi.
I basically want to sell the
Yeah.
car to fix my Aspencade. And then like I have this Nissan that is basically almost done.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of those cars that you were describing, where it's like you got to be a madman to like get the car, do all this stuff to it. Think it's worth.
Yeah, the process is horrible.
Like it sucked. It
Uh-huh.
sucked. I've had it for about 2 years now, just about 2 years.
Yep.
Um,
Well, not the
Yeah.
car. You've had the motor for 2 years.
Let's talk about my car. Let's talk. That's what we need to talk
I
about.
knew
Is
it was
like car.
coming.
Yeah, we got to get off of this Galaxy junk. Yeah, the Audi's where it's at. It has to happen.
The S6, right? What year is it?
It's an
Yeah,
A6.
A6,
A6.
17.
17. Got it.
Unbelievable.
It is a very.
I've never had a supercharged car.
Really?
I've had turbo cars. I've never had a car with a supercharger, and I am a believer. I will never, ever for the rest of my life go without owning an Audi.
This
that
is the
because it's
exact
this
wheel
car,
and
or-
tire package he has on that Audi too.
I will never go.
That's gorgeous.
That's almost the same color
That is the
car.
same-
Almost
I
exactly.
bet you that's the same car. Somebody's been taking pictures of my car.
Oof.
Who's been putting my car on there?
Track him down.
Hey, no, the what rotors are on
Find
that?
you.
We need those rotors.
Those are the RS. So
That's the rotors.
yep.
Order them Tuesday.
Order them Tuesday. All right. Say less.
Yep, rotors and calipers.
Drops money.
Yep, rotors and calipers.
That
that-
looks good.
That's a good. That's
Yeah.
A good looking car.
Can you make that bigger?
Potentially.
I'm telling you.
Nope.
There's just something
Nope.
about somebody that rides,
Double click the photo.
somebody that drives an Audi.
Let's get out of there.
Double click it.
It's going to come up to the page.
Yeah.
Now you might be able to do something with it. There you go.
Oh, there
What
it
is
is.
that?
Oof.
That's
There's literally
it.
Your car right there.
Oh, that's a coupe though.
It's an A8.
Is it? Oh, a Quattro. Oh, that's a good looking car though.
Why'd they make an A8? They make an A8 Coupe RS
That's
or S or RS
That's a RS.
because I don't think they make an A8. An A8 does not come in a coupe.
No?
An A8 is always a sedan, I believe. I'll have to talk to my Audi people.
Oh yeah, you have
And-
like a team, a little
Yeah,
Audi
yeah,
team.
yeah. I'll have to
He's
talk
got
to
like a
them.
pit crew now.
I'll have to talk. Yeah, I'll have to talk to us. Audi people have a special phone number that we can call.
The group chat.
Yeah,
Group chat.
but you can only get in there if you own an Audi. Yeah.
As soon as you acquire the keys.
I mean, I understand how you guys would not understand. I get that.
Oh, that's because
Uh,
I didn't put that.
He's got 24/7, standby
But-
assistance.
But back to the supercharger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is out of everything. You know, we got what 425 horsepower out of Camaro, which is not huge, but it's for that car. It's nice. I had a 500 horsepower Corvette. All right. I had a turbo BMW. All right.
Yeah.
Nothing compares. And I'm sure there is, but in my opinion, the direct power of driving a car that's a supercharger. I mean, it is a totally different feel. And I've never, and I maybe it's just I've been sheltered this long, but I've never enjoyed driving a car more than driving the Audi.
It's a beautiful car. I love that car.
I've never. I'm telling you, I would leave a woman for that car in a heartbeat.
Don't you feel
Gone.
sad that you can't see yourself driving it?
It's funny. I was thinking about that. It's like I got a video of myself driving so I can watch it, so I can watch myself drive the car.
Gonna take this podcast computer
Because you don't get to, you don't get to enjoy it. You know, you don't get to enjoy the sight of it rolling by. And I'm going to tell you, this is how it happened. So I got the car. We were talking about it earlier, and I got the car, and I drove back from the dealership. And okay, I'll rewind. Like I said earlier before we were recording, I went down and made a deal for the car. And I came back and I was talking to Dom about it, and I really wasn't feeling it. I really felt like, it's a lot of money. It's not a necessity that I need in life. I got other vehicles that I can drive and things like that. But I don't have a, kind of daily driver sedan, daily driver car.
Yeah.
And with diesel prices the way they are, driving my truck is just, it's just insane to just driving back and forth to the gym and stuff like that. It's just, you're burning a lot of diesel fuel. And I said, well, I already had the BMW, which I was not happy with. So I already have money in that, and that's going in as a trade. So that's going to offset the cost. And I got to throw a little money on top of it.
Okay.
I think it's great. The dealership loves when you come down and pay with partial payment in cash. I don't think they know what to do. But I'm having some apprehension about it the night before I picked the car up. So the next morning I made a promise to him, commitment that I was going to buy the car, and I went down there to buy the car. And I drove back by myself. And something happened in that ride from Bluffton back here.
Like
Dri-
a metamorphosis.
Yeah, yeah.
I was gonna say
Going from a
yeah.
caterpillar to a
Real-
butterfly.
And it's, why I haven't had COVID. I was 51% superhero. That's it's got to be it. That's got to be it. 51% superhero.
Batman.
I just haven't realized
Bruce Wayne.
I just haven't realized my powers yet. That's what it is. That's what's going on, right?
Four
battle.
rings just circle. He just comes
Yeah,
onto his hand.
that's right. Yeah, it's like a big brass knuckle that comes on. The 4 rings of death.
The
Four-
auditor.
Yeah, 4 rings to rule them all.
It sounds like a Thanos.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys just don't understand. See.
Brass knuckles.
Yeah.
Audi auditor. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
it.
So something happened on the ride back, right? And I'm driving, and this is going to sound bad, but this girl pulls up next to me, and I don't remember what she was driving because I didn't really pay any attention to it. And I think like an idiot, I think she's looking at me. She's not. She's looking at the car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, that's weird. And it went on, and then I found the cruise control feature where it slows you down and speeds you up when you're following another
Radar?
car. Yeah, it's that, whatever that's called. And then it had that lane assist stuff that keeps you in the lane, and the steering wheel vibrates if you go out of the lane and stuff. And I didn't know the car had any of that stuff, to be honest, when I bought it. I just bought it because I liked the car.
Huh?
And so I'm finding all these things out about the car, driving it back. And then I pulled into the gas station. I had to get a couple cases of water over here at the gas station. I pulled in. A guy comes out of the gas station. And he like stops. Like he stops. He's looking at the car. He stops. He was on his way to his car. Stops. Looks at the car. And I'm still in the car because I'm on the phone.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know because the windows are tinted that I'm in the car. He doesn't see me in the car. But I'm watching him like walk around the car, like looking at the car, looking at the wheels, looking at it, and I'm thinking, man, there's something going on with his car. There's something just,
Yeah.
it just seemed,
It's
it was,
that simple.
well, it's just different. It was just different, but the feel, the way the seat feels, the way the headrest is in the car, the way you sit in it, the way the steering wheel's actually a little smaller than most every steering wheel that I've ever driven. The responsiveness of the steering, the immediate direct power of the supercharger
Yeah.
is
Mm-hmm.
is just unbelievable. It's just to me fascinating, and so I'm telling you, just like I told the guys, I think driving an Audi makes you a better person.
Like I said, prophecy.
Just waiting
Yeah.
for that big spotlight in the sky. To go
Yeah, the Audi symbol goes up in the
Brass
in the
knuckles.
sky. Yeah,
It's like
The auditor, we need you.
yeah.
the auditor.
So yeah, I'm gonna put a suit on tonight and just drive around town.
Look like Jason Statham.
Yeah, so I'm doing the transporter.
Just
Yeah, I need the leather
Fingers
gloves.
off the car.
Yeah. Yeah, it is an unreal, and I don't know what it is because I drove
Yeah.
the A8 a couple months ago with the same motor,
Mhm.
and I don't think it was supercharged. I don't know if that A8 was supercharged that I drove. It might have been turbo. I think it was turbo.
yeah.
And I drove the A8, and it was a nice car. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Massaging seats and all that jazz. It had all the. Oh yeah, it has massaging seats, like 36 million seat positions. You can move it in, and you can put up on the screen, massage your back, massage your neck, massage your ass. It does it all, right? For the driver, I'm thinking, man, I'm driving a car and I'm getting a massage at the same time, and I'm going to fall asleep. I hope I got that lane correction stuff. That's what I'm thinking. Why would they have a massage?
It's a necessity now.
But it was nothing to me. And it's not a super fast car. I think it's governed at 130, 140 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's not crazy fast. 0 to 60 in 4 point some seconds or something, which is plenty fast enough. So I mean, there's much better cars. I mean, the Corvette probably blows it away. I mean, there's the Hellcat probably blows it away. I mean, I get that, but just something about the feel of that car to me.
I mean, ain't nothing that a tune can't fix. So
Yeah.
it's a very
Get a
very
smaller
simple
pulley.
solution.
Yeah, smaller pulley tune, stuff like that. Yeah, but I don't know if that's necessary for me. I think it's great. I think I'm all about it. But there's but that, I mean, I'm a believer. I mean, it's just unreal. The BMW that I had was only a couple years difference.
Mm-hmm. 3.
Yeah, garbage.
Peasant.
Yeah, it was nothing to that car. Nothing.
Nothing.
Is this a go kart? I don't like the way this feels.
And that's the one thing about the Audi is the finish of everything. The finish, the feel of the steering wheel, the feel of all the buttons, the feel of the controls. The everything is and it's similar to a BMW. I mean, the German cars are the way the kind of controls work on the steering wheel and things like that. They're all very similar, operating type deal. They're it's very similar. So that's a good thing because I had, I knew how the BMW works. So the Audi was very familiar. But I love the car. I think it's great. All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate you having a chat with me and staying on the World According to Reich. It was a pleasure having you, Chavis, and maybe we'll do it again. And Dom, he's usually here every week anyways.
Like, yeah.
But it was great, and it was good to talk about some of your crazy projects that you got going on.
Absolutely.
John, you got anything else for us? That's it. Hey, thank you for tuning in to the World According to Reich, and have a great day. Bye.